Hey guys, I hope you're all fine. Sorry it's taken a bit of while. I had a little problem yesterday when I was routering, and I cracked down the middle of the wood that it had glued. So it's not a problem. I then re-glued it and clamped it, and then came back this morning to sort it out to see if it had done what it'd done, and it turned out pretty damn well. I then routed around the edges. So this is the bottom bit. As you can see, the boxes are done. Just need to add a bit of green felt underneath and the pen holder as well. Also finished off the edge bit while this was gluing. So now it sits nicely there. Once it's glued and screwed, it'll fit quite nicely in that gap there. So that's how it will look, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously I'm going to give it a good stain. I'm going to do a bit of Danish oil, and then seal it with a epoxy varnish, just to give it a bit more protection and a bit of shine to it. And obviously the stain will darken the wood or bring the grain out, make it pop a lot more. Apart from that, I can't wait to get this thing finished. Yeah, as soon as it's finished, I can just relax then, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because this is going to be one of those builds that I can honestly say I've took pride over. Yeah, I'm really proud of this, and I hope my dad likes it. Again, I nicked it a little bit with the router, but that's not a problem because I'm going to be, as I say, the green felt will hide most of it and around the edges, so it's not a problem. I'm going to contact a friend of mine, Dave, and see if he's got any like little rubber markers to go on the bottom, so when it is on my dad's bedside table it doesn't scratch the furniture as well. Bearing in mind it is wood, because the last thing I need is that to be scratched and then my dad to have a go at me for it, which he won't. It's my dad. He'll just tell me off a little bit. Yeah, so I think I've done a really good job. I know the video's gone over two videos, but there's a lot of work to be done into doing pieces like this, which is why I understand where Matt Esley comes in, when he says you've got to have it precision, and what you do when you do boxes and things like this, you need a lot of accuracy, precision and planning. So yeah, it is quite a lot when you're trying to do it. Obviously the plans for this are in my head, which really I should have got them out and drawn them out, but I wanted to just crack on with it, which is weird because most people use plans to draw, whereas my plans were in my head. So I was just winging it with this, but I wish I'd done the plans to draw them out, so I had a bit more of a guidance to what I was doing. So that's something for me to probably work on in the future, have more plans for. As I say, this has turned out really well. It's a bit of cherry wood mixed with say ash wood, or I think it's ash, I'm not quite sure. Could be another type of dark wood, but I'm not quite 100% sure. But they can contrast with each other, so it's quite nicely of a good mixture, I think, of wood. As I say, looking forward to just getting this bit done, and then once it's finished I will show you the finished project, and then yeah, go from there. All right, so I'll catch up with you in a minute when this is done. I'm just going to finish off it now and do the Hessian bit for the inlay bit. Obviously I'm going to use a bit of Gorilla Glue for the felt, sorry, not Hessian, felt. And we'll go from there. All the best. Hi, welcome back. Right, so I figured I would show you a bit of putting in an inlay with baize. I've got this nice little green bit here. As you can see, I've cut here and here, so when it slots in, it doesn't pull itself out, so you're releasing the tension, allowing the baize to go up the sides and around onto the bottom without having any gaps. Preferably you've got to get it all into place nicely so you can just relieve the tension. I've got to cut this bit here. So if I just cut down, there we go. Right, I'm using Gorilla Glue for the bottom bit. Spread it out with your finger, I recommend that. So if I just not as much as you think, just like enough so you can spread it round into the corners and stuff. So now I'm just going to get my finger and just smudge it all over in circles, getting all the cracks. The good thing about this is when I did split this, this glue will actually hold it a bit more together and give it more structure as well. And it will also hide the little indentations of the router, which I stupidly, well not stupidly, but it's quite powerful of a router, and yeah, it's one of those. So we've just got to make sure all the edges are done as well. So when you do the middle bit, graze your finger back if you've got loads of glue on it on the edges, and it allows you to get the edges as well. So okay, make sure you've also got damp cloth. The reason is squeeze out, and it's always nice to wipe it off your hand, because otherwise you get it everywhere. Okay, almost done. Here's my damp cloth. It's always nice to get it off your finger. Right. So now, there we go. Right. So now I get my, this was part of my mechanical square or set square. I'm using it to actually weight down the cloth, to push it down into all the nooks and crannies. And I'm not trying to break it. So as I say, you just push it down. Make sure you get all the corners, all the sides. You do get a little bit of fluff, but it's not a problem. You can always use a razor just to get all the fluff off, which is also really good technique when you got things like this and you got bubbles or little bits like that. Use a razor blade, like a normal disposable razor blade or something like that. It will take off the fluff cut it and make it nice. Just remember to keep stroking it across and then pull out the fluff and you'll be fine, and it'll look absolutely brilliant. So right, now I'm just going to let this dry and I will catch up with you all in a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. Right, I will get it right, the fabric, there we go. The fabric turned out quite well. Apart from the corners and around the edges, I need to clear that up. Any ideas on what I can do to do that for future projects, please let me know. I'm doing my best, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so they're the little things, but as you can see, I'm not too keen on these bits. It's still gluing and still drying, so I'm going to leave that now. This bit I'm going to stain, but I'm going to practice on a bit of this wood first, which is an offcut of this, and see how it goes. All right. So let me just get everything ready, and we'll see. Hey guys, right, now I'm back. I've just applied some Danish oil, which to me it's alright, but it's not what I'm after. So I'm gonna see about, there's another varnish, quick dry varnish. It's like a waterproofing for indoors, or I might try beeswax actually. Let's see what beeswax is like. So that's that side. Let's get some bees. But this stuff is, I like it. It's good stuff. Let's just see if we can sort out some bits and pieces. I swear I had some rag left. As you notice, I've got loads of rag everywhere. I need to sort that out at some point. Find a flathead screwdriver first. Pop the tin. Right, so this beeswax stuff is pretty good. It's like a yellowy kind of substance. I find it's okay. Let me just get my... Now, it usually works with a rag or something, but a flannel just works. Put a bit on. It smells nice too. So let's see what it's like. So when you put this on, you just rub it in, preferably with the grain. It usually works, and then leave it, and then you can leave it for about, I said 5-10 minutes, then come back and buff it, but we ain't got that time, so I'm just going to quickly buff with the grain. Right, so that's what that is. That's more of a thing, and then that's a darker version. So I'm thinking with the green I might have to go with the Danish oil. That might actually work better and bring out the darkness more of the wood, to contrast with the green of the haze, or the cloth should I say. So looks like Danish it is. So as you can see, I've got these little rags or flannels, whatever. They're okay, but if you're going to use things like this, cotton would be preferable, but I haven't got any cotton lying around right now, apart from an old bed sheet, but I thought I'd cut loads up. But obviously I can't get to it right now because it's covered with everything and anything right now, even though I think I should. So hang on a second, let me see if I've got some. Right, so this is an old pillowcase, or an old quilt cover. It's not mine, got it from charity shop. So I'm just going to cut. And then come across. I really need to tidy my workshop. getting to the point where it's a bit more messier than usual, but I've been busy. So nice little bit of cloth, fold it over many times. Now you don't want much on your cloth, just quick turn and it's there. Give it a nice little blow just to get some of the dust off, and just nice little rubs. And oh, this is just looking lovely. Just go with the grain as well, brings out more. As you can see, makes the grain look better. Now when you do these, just a little bit, that's all you need, and just go with the grain. And the good thing about it is it works, and it does bring out the grain a lot. The cloth ends up getting a bit dirty, but don't worry about it. There is other things that do contrast with this, but as I say, I'm going to put a nice little bit of varnish on this just to make it look, or make it pop, should I say, as my dad likes to say at the moment, pop. It needs to pop. So that's that. As you can see, it's nice little shimmer. So that's going to be what all the bit's going to be. So hopefully that should bring out the pattern a bit more. Now, when you do Danish oil, the more you use, the more darker it comes. As you can see, it's a bit of a glossy thing, but once it dries, it'll look really good. So I'm just going to give this a nice coat. Right, that's the front done. Right, when you do this, don't do the bottom bit if you're gluing it and then screwing it, which is what I will be doing to mount this to this. The reason is one, the glue won't stick to it, and two, when you're trying to do it, it just looks horrible, and then you get fiddly and all the rubbish and all included. So I'm gonna, right, so as you can see, it's pretty good. Let me just do the back now. This is my third or fourth. I'm going with the grain. Right, so I think that looks pretty damn good. So there and there. So this is going to look amazing. Right, so that's done there. I'm going to put the lid back on this. Should really get some more of this Danish oil. There is a shop where I do get most of this. All the oils and varnishes and beeswax and all that lot. It's down Union Street, opposite the old Millennium building, and it is called the Cabinet Supplies. In there, they got some good stuff in there. They don't have everything, but you can get all your bits and bobs from there, like oils, waxes and stuff like that. If there's anything more that you need, I recommend looking on Amazon, or another place is Workshop Heaven, or Axminster seems to have some good products as well, but mainly Amazon is a good place to go for products and things like that. Or if you want to know more about the products, look on YouTube. Matt Heston's got a bit of a page on different oils that do different things, and there's loads out there on the internet. I am at some point going to go through, I'll do later on, I'll do a video on different, what combination works. Yeah, right, I'm gonna hold you there. I'm just going to go and grab some bits and pieces, and then we can get on with the varnishing for this bit. So be back. Right, now I've got everything set up. I have my varnish, it's open, it's about a milky substance, but it goes like glass. And I've got a foam brush, which you can get from anywhere from Hobbycraft or Poundland or something like that does these. These are like kids things, so but they work really well. Now when you do this, you go with the grain, and you don't need much, just a quick on the brush, and then you just go down with the grain. So it's now usually with this you probably need around about 2 to 3 coats. I'm going to do 2 because one, I'm going to give it a nice sand after this with 120 grit on the orbital sander, and we'll see how we get on. Remember not to do the edge that you're going to be gluing in a minute. Right. The good thing about this is, right, that's one coat. As you can see, it's more of a, it's a nice little pattern. There's a darker bit here, but I'm going to add a bit more on this bit to give it more of a lift. Not much. And then I'll do the edges. But the good thing about this is I can then give it a sand. So right, now I'm going to do the edges. Again, not much. In fact, I should really be taking it from the lid. So I'm going to go like this on the edge. Right. Right. Now I'm going to do the back again with the grain up and down. Okay, so we're almost done, and then we just got to let it dry afterwards. So as you can see, it's a bit of a difference already. We're doing pretty well actually. I'm thinking it looks really good. Right. Yep. Missed a bit down here. Got this edge. Now, when you do sand with this, or sand it to get a nice varnish on it, or a nice gloss, what you want, I recommend that you have a mask on, because the dust on this comes off and it's like it's a bit, if you're not in a workshop and you haven't got the right stuff, it can be a bit of a pain in the bum and trouble breathing. So yes, I'm just going to quickly do the edge. Right, so that's the back done and the front done, and now all we've got to do is just let it dry. So 30 minutes, and then I can pick it up, give it a light sand, and then we're good. So I'm going to leave this for a minute. I'll put that on top. That will help air it kind of wise, and I will get back to you in the next hour. So as you can see, all varnished and looking really good. I'm loving the shadow on it. All this is done and stuff. I've got a couple of put one or two bits on the bottom under here, so I don't scratch his bedside cabinet. the green is in. I'm really unsure about these bits, the little bit sticking up, so I'm going to have to try and trim that out at some point, which I'm thinking may take me a while. I have no idea how to do that one, so I might have to look on YouTube for that one. Apart from that, I really am appreciating this, and it really looks really good. I can't wait to show my dad, and I hope he enjoys it. So on another note, I just want to say thanks very much for watching the series on this bedside table organizer. I can't wait to catch up with you all soon, and the next video should be in the next couple of days. This one won't be put up until, well, till my dad gets this first, because my dad watches my channel and he always puts a thumbs up on everything. So I've got to wait and hold it back for a minute. There are a couple of other things that will be going up, like a bird box from my daughter. She's got to do her video yet. It's still sat there in the corner, sanded and all ready for her. Just need her to sort out the roof. There's a bit of an issue with the roof, but she's going to deal with that herself. Apart from that, I hope you all have a good time, and you're all safe, and I can't wait to get back to college because it'll be fun. Yeah, so all the best to you all, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and put a thumbs up and a comment or two if you have any insight on how I can fix the green felt problem. Thanks very much and enjoy.